MLS playoffs are crazy. Son scored a brace. Thomas Mueller out there balling. Somehow, Son still got eliminated from the playoffs in penalties. One of the wildest games I've ever seen. That's why this is today's Top Tops.
I'm weirdly devastated for Son and LAFC. I know MLS probably wants probably the LAFC Miami matchup, but but Vancouver deserved it for sure.
Can I also just say, well, we're going to talk about the game. I'm going to give you a massive hot take right now.
Can't wait.
Massive. Bruh, if you've got an elimination game with Thomas Mueller and Heung-min Son, and you make up your own rules anyway, why is this game on at 10 p.m.?
I mean,
this is a massive game for the entire nation.
10 p.m.
Eastern. Put it on where most people live.
So,
if you look at the heat map of population, the East Coast is kind of really full of a lot of people.
10 p.m. ain't that bad, though.
10 p.m. is not great. You got to put this at... This game ended at what? Midnight? 12:30?
Yeah, because of... obviously went to extra time and penalties, so...
Bro, how many people you want to see this game? You got to put this thing on at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m.
Oh, what? Oh, what else are they doing? They paid $1,000 for these tickets.
I mean, whatever. But it's also BC Place. They probably was,
what was there, a rodeo before this?
There was Disney on Ice beforehand. I don't know.
Some of these tickets were going for $1,000 on the secondary market. This is Thomas Mueller versus Heung-min Son. One of those two big names in your league are about to be eliminated.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
There's no way they could both win and move forward.
And it was entertaining. I mean, we could complain about that. It is what it is.
Don't you think it's a little dumb to not change? All right, sorry. There's fighting going on. Don't you think it's a little dumb to not change it? Or to make it at least at a more palatable time for the East Coast.
Yes, ideally that would be nice.
What's the perfect time? What's the perfect time?
I mean,
East Coast. What's the perfect time?
8:30. Who cares?
The point is that much of a difference to change it an hour and a half earlier.
This happens with every sport. This isn't just an MLS thing. This happens at NBA.
You could see this coming. What are we talking about?
Sure.
They knew what teams were going to be playing for what? 2 weeks?
I'm used to...
It was 2 weeks.
Yes, I understand. I'm used to these games, especially the West Coast games. This is what MLS After Dark.
You're an MLS sicko. Christian, you've got the disease.
The game, all right, but the game happened. What are we going to do about it now?
I'm just
complain?
Saying,
we're just complaining.
For next time, you get two of the biggest names, you got to change it.
People are just going to be like, yo, Lexus is getting old. He's complaining that things are on too late.
What time is
it? Bro,
this is ridiculous.
My man has dinner at 3 p.m. That's
all
why
I'm saying is maximize your ability to market this thing.
Okay, young people like me stay up late. We don't complain about it.
I was up late and I was fine.
So,
but what about all the 12-year-olds who can't stay up late?
The 12-year-olds, all of a sudden.
Vote for me, folks.
What about the children? Literally. Anyway, look, the challenge for LAFC, they shouldn't have been in any position where they were down 2-0, and they were, and like who was it? I believe Sabi that scored the first goal from a long ball from Takaoka, and like that's not a goal. LAFC doesn't give up those goals. That was like a kind of absurd. But look, Vancouver has been bumped out of the playoffs by LAFC the last 2 years. They've been building up for revenge for this. And
this was the lick back.
This was when LAFC tied it up and Son scores those 2 goals. He's basically carrying the team. And then when Tristan Backman gets the second yellow and gets sent off, when they're Bilal Haloubi, Haloubi, when he tears his ACL. It comes on as a sub and tears his ACL. They're playing
almost immediately
9 men, and the fact that they held on. I mean, and it was just like torture for them.
But the vibe at BC Place was like one of the most intense vibes I've seen in an MLS playoff in general. Never mind at BC Place. It was probably the best vibes I've seen at BC Place. The crowd was going nuts. All of a sudden, Son scores the equalizer, the free kick, which was.
One of the
I'm gonna call it a freak kick because that thing was wow, it was sexy as hell.
One of he won goal of the MLS goal of the year, which was like a joke, really, because it was like
stop it.
It was it was.
Stop it. Go ahead.
You're saying
no, but you know why he won it. Why are we arguing this?
No, I'm just saying it was like voted by it's a joke in that. Look, he is a deserving player. He should win plenty of awards.
Sure,
there were plenty of other goals that were much more spectacular than his. But this free kick
should have
been the goal of the year. That was such a perfectly precise. We're watching it, and what am I saying? I'm like, Takaoka's like a little too far he's like too near the far post.
Well, he was cheating, thinking I could get there. You could not.
It
was like that close.
It was so perfectly placed. And the fact that he even thought, like, be a little bit, like, just respect Son a little bit. And be like, let me get a little closer to, like, my wall and this near post. Because I don't think he's definitely getting over the wall. Like, it's Son.
Well, there was conversation about Thomas Müller was like, trying to collect the wall together, and there was an argument about whether I forget the shorter player's name who was on the left side of the wall should be there or not.
Or something,
maybe,
I don't remember.
But it was like argument about the goalkeeper was like yes and no, like stay, and Thomas Müller was like, what do you want the wall to do? And you saw Thomas Müller had everyone in the arms ago, and he goes, we're going to jump.
Yeah.
He's telling them all, we're going to jump, y'all.
He's telling LAFC, he's telling Son.
I don't care.
Usually we do one of these, we cover our mouth.
We can pause until the script writer.
Everybody, he's like, yes, bro, we're jumping.
He grabs the mic for the stadium. Good morning, or good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. I'm totally fine with everything that happened. And then whoever was the shortest dude didn't jump like that. Didn't jump that high. And that's exactly where the ball goes. And picture perfect. It's exactly what, if you did that on the AFC, you'd put the controller down as you're running around your bedroom, you know? So when that goes in, the vibe just absolutely dies. And it was Sebastian Berhalter who's kind of taking on this like new level of leadership, you know? There's a whole new swag to my man after the men's national team, where he's kind of getting the crowd pumped back up. And they held on. They get to the penalty kicks, and we saw what happened. Some of the worst penalties I've ever seen from LAFC.
Son missed. It wasn't a terrible penalty, but he just hit the post.
Son also, you could tell, was a little bit injured. Yeah, he was hobbling a little bit on the way.
He looked fatigued.
Post shot, he kind of kept his leg in a weird position.
He also took a very long time to take the shot. Like, he was really thinking about it for quite a bit. In general, like that's the thing that they didn't put Takaoka in a position where he had to stop a shot, right?
Right.
They just missed. So Sons was just like, he was trying to be he was doing a little too much, a little too precise, and kind of overthought it. But then
he hit the post, if I'm not mistaken.
He did hit the post. But
Mark Delgado.
No,
that's Mark Delgado.
Marky would have made it.
Yeah, Marky would have made it. I had a backwards hat. Mark Delgado. That's what you want us to call you, my guy.
Okay. Marcus.
Yeah. Bruh, that was... He kind of was trying to eye him down beforehand, a little bit of intimidation factor.
Yeah.
And then he skies it. And as soon as that happened, I was like, it's got to be over.
Yeah. Well, as soon as he was doing a Panenka, I guess that's what he was trying to do. And even as he was walking away, he was like grinning and being like, "Oh, too hard." I'm like, "Yeah,
well,
that was a little too hard."
Yeah, two birds died. What are you talking about?
I don't know how you go from Panenka to just like hitting it into the stratosphere, bro.
Too hard is pretty funny. A good point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
But Ocampo misses after that. The first miss for Vancouver Whitecaps. And even I thought, like, is there a way LAFC squeaks this out? And this is another way Vancouver gets eliminated. But obviously that didn't happen. So I'm excited for Thomas Müller to move on in the playoffs. It'll be fun to watch. Vancouver seems like a fun team. You had picked them to be coming out of the West. Mm-hmm. So now that's looking like a much, much smarter pick. But I will say, what a sad way for Steve Cherundolo to leave not just LAFC, but MLS and the United States of America.
Sure. I don't feel... I mean, look, he's done an incredible job as LAFC coach. I think LAFC fans can have appreciation for the silverware that he's brought, and he's a pretty chill manager. I mean,
he's very relaxed.
Yeah. For the most part, like there aren't too many negatives, even though the standard is so incredibly high with LAFC that like missing out, like losing in the playoffs and having some poor results, whatever, the last 2 seasons is frustrating enough to be like, finally it's time for a change or whatever. But I think it was a good run. I mean, and also just to mention the penalties. The one thing I'm always concerned about is Hugo Lloris. Hugo Lloris, we remember from the World Cup, he's just not a very good penalty stopper. I don't know. He was complaining after the game. He said that the turf on at BC Place that he has played in lower division French football that is better than that turf at BC Place. So. Sure, I don't know exactly why. What's the point of bringing it up now? Especially as a goalkeeper, I'm like, you're not really dealing with the pitch as much as the field players. But maybe he's speaking.
You literally stand there.
Maybe he's speaking for the field players.
I will say that I during the game, I'm like, it kind of sucks that they're playing on turf, and you could see him and Son's kind of grabbing at the back of his leg.
Yeah.
So you could see like the turf. The turf causes problems for knees, for tendons, for all that. It also makes the ball pass weird. There's one or two passes where it was just a little too hard. That his son in particular had one down the half space where I'm like, and even the announcer goes like, man, he doesn't miss those passes ever. And part of me is like, it's probably the turf. Sure. He's probably just not used to it,
Yeah, dude.
So we should get rid of the turf is what I'm saying.
I mean, Vancouver is also having the issue where they probably need a new stadium because they're having issues with scheduling at BC Place. And there's conversations in MLS of that they may want to move the team. I know Vancouver Whitecaps fans are not too happy about that, but the stadium is becoming a problem. Whether maybe they need their own stadium that they don't have to share with anybody, but it's becoming a bit of an issue, and I don't know if these playoffs highlight that anymore. But Hugo Lloris complaining about it doesn't necessarily help the case about keeping the team there or keeping at least the team in that stadium.
Well, if you build a new stadium, you might want to bundle up. All right, you might not want to have it be open air because you guys are about to be a winter league.
But yeah, so LAFC is out. This is definitely a loss for MLS for Sun. I mean, even at BC Place,
we can't put them on the thumbnails anymore.
No, but I mean, look, people, I didn't necessarily expect this kind of like fervor around, like similar to like Messi, the Messi effect.
I tried to make that point, and you were like, "I'm not sure," and I think it's now.
It's completely evident. Yeah, so it's like as far as a marketing tool for the playoffs, MLS is probably not as happy, but still, I think what Thomas Muller has done is impressive in its own right because he is legitimately, as far as if we compare the impact both of those players have on their teams, the Muller just has made everybody better, and you saw it in the post match comments with Berhalter. Just like again, you saw this leadership that he just like didn't really display 6 months ago.
I mean, he did it in little bits, but he wasn't really
it's a lot of belief.
He wasn't the face of Bayern. He is very much the face of Vancouver Whitecaps.
Sure, no, it's awesome to see.
Also, Sebastian Berhalter's probably going to get a move to Europe. I'm trying to figure out what his level is.
Okay, well, you figure it out and get back to us.
All right, everybody find out. Imagine I'm wearing a monocle in the next.
All right.